They said it couldn't be done. They said humans weren't cut out for intergalactic travel. They said, hey, why don't you just stick to building backyard rockets, Einstein? Well, they were right about one thing. I am kind of an Einstein, just not the fuzzy-haired, physics-loving type. More like the snarky, sarcasm-spewing kind who decided to build a faster-than-light spaceship in his garage. Because why not? It all started with a toaster. Not just any toaster, but a toaster that could also make pancakes, fry bacon, and brew coffee. I called it the Breakfastatron 3000. My wife called it the most ridiculous kitchen gadget ever, but she used it every morning without fail. The Breakfastatron was my first taste of success, and boy, was it sweet, like maple syrup on a stack of pancakes. One day, while tinkering with the Breakfastatron, it hit me. If I could create a multifunctional breakfast appliance, why couldn't I build a spaceship? Okay, maybe the leap wasn't that logical, but my brain works in mysterious ways, like an over-caffeinated squirrel on a sugar rush. I called up my buddy Dave, who's always up for a bit of mad science. He answered the phone with his usual, "What kind of crazy scheme do you have this time?" "Dave," I said, "how do you feel about building a spaceship in my garage?" "Are we talking backyard rocket or full-blown Starship Enterprise?" he asked, clearly intrigued. "Somewhere in between. Think Millennium Falcon meets DeLorean, with extra cup holders." "Count me in," he replied without hesitation. That's why Dave's my best friend. He never questions my sanity, he just rolls with it. And so the great Interstellar project began. We scavenged parts from junkyards, raided electronics stores, and even bribed a guy at NASA for some high-tech gizmos. The garage quickly transformed into a chaotic workshop, with wires hanging from the ceiling, blueprints strewn everywhere, and the occasional explosion that left us covered in soot and grinning like maniacs. Building a spaceship is no picnic. It's more like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while blindfolded underwater and being chased by a shark. There were times I questioned my life choices, like when we accidentally reverse polarized the hyperdrive and sent a toaster flying through the garage wall. But hey, progress is progress. One particularly rough day, we were knee-deep in failed prototypes and malfunctioning flux capacitors. I looked at Dave, who was covered in oil and holding what appeared to be a melted circuit board. "Remind me why we're doing this again," I asked, half joking. "Because we're geniuses," he said with a smirk. "And because we can." We pressed on, fueled by caffeine and sheer stubbornness. Each setback was a lesson learned. When the antimatter reactor exploded twice, we realized maybe we shouldn't mix antimatter and coffee grounds. When the navigation system kept directing us to the nearest Starbucks, we figured out our coding was a bit too influenced by our caffeine addiction. Finally, after months of trial and error, late-night brainstorming sessions, and enough duct tape to hold the universe together, we had a prototype. It wasn't pretty, but it was ours. The Cosmic Cruiser 1.0, a sleek, slightly dented ship with an interior that looked like a cross between a geek's dream and a hoarder's nightmare. We high-fived, knowing we were one step closer to proving everyone wrong. With the Cosmic Cruiser 1.0 ready for its maiden voyage, we gathered our small but enthusiastic team, me, Dave, and my neighbor Karen, who insisted she was essential because she once saw a UFO. Karen was eccentric, but she brought snacks, so we kept her around. "All right, team," I said, trying to sound like a seasoned space captain. "Today's the day we make history, or we blow up spectacularly. Either way, it'll be memorable." We strapped in, the ship humming with barely contained energy. I punched in the coordinates for Alpha Centauri, because why start small when you can aim for the stars? The engines roared to life, the garage shaking like a toddler on a sugar high. Dave gave me a thumbs up, and Karen munched on a granola bar, unfazed. "Initiating launch sequence in 3, 2, 1, I said, pressing the big red button. Because every good invention needs a big red button. The ship lurched forward, breaking through the garage door. "Sorry, honey," and into the sky. We whooped and hollered, adrenaline pumping. We were doing it. We were really doing it. And then we weren't. The ship shuddered, lights flickering ominously. Guys?" Karen said, peering at the rapidly flashing console. "Is it supposed to do that?" "No," Dave and I said in unison, our excitement evaporating. Smoke started to fill the cabin and the ship began to descend, fast. We crashed back into the yard, narrowly missing the neighbor's prized rose bushes. The Cosmic Cruiser 1.0 was a smoking wreck, and we were back to square one. Failure is the best teacher, they say. If that's true, We were becoming certified geniuses. The Cosmic Cruiser 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0 each had their own spectacularly disastrous maiden voyages. But we learned from each one. By the time we reached the Cosmic Cruiser 5.0, we were feeling cautiously optimistic. Or maybe we were just too stubborn to quit. The launch day for 5.0 was sunny and clear. Perfect weather for a space adventure, or another crash landing. We triple-checked everything, running simulations until our eyes crossed. This time, we were determined to get it right. "All right, team," I said, channeling my inner Captain Kirk. "Let's boldly go where no garage-built spaceship has gone before." We took our positions, nerves tingling with a mix of excitement and terror. I hit the big red button, now sporting a protective cover to prevent accidental launches, and the ship roared to life. We ascended smoothly, the garage and our previous failures shrinking below us. "So far, so good," Dave said, his voice tight with anticipation. "Stay focused," I replied, fingers crossed. "We've got this." Minutes stretched into what felt like hours as we navigated the final checks. And then, the moment of truth, breaking through Earth's atmosphere. The ship shuddered, but held steady. We cheered as the stars came into view, a dazzling array of light and possibility. "We did it!" Karen exclaimed, tossing her granola bar in the air. "Not quite yet," I cautioned. "Let's make sure we don't explode first." We held our breath, waiting for something, anything to go wrong. But nothing did. The Cosmic Cruiser 5.0 sailed smoothly through space, a testament to our ingenuity, perseverance, and sheer luck. We were cruising along, high on our success, when the radar pinged. An unidentified object was approaching fast. I squinted at the screen, trying to make sense of the blips. Guys, we've got company," I said, my voice a mix of excitement and panic. A sleek silver ship materialized in front of us, its design far more advanced than our duct tape and dreams contraption. The comms crackled to life, and an alien voice filled the cabin. "Greetings, Earthlings," it said in perfect English, with a hint of a British accent. Because, of course, even aliens are classy. Hi there," I replied, trying to sound cool and failing miserably. "We're just, out for a spin. Who are you?" "We are the Zogtronians," the voice replied. "We've been observing your progress with great interest. Quite impressive for a species still figuring out how to toast bread properly." "Hey, our toaster is state-of-the-art," Dave interjected defensively. The alien chuckled, a strange melodic sound. "Indeed. We would like to offer you an opportunity to join the Intergalactic Inventors Guild. Your creativity and persistence are qualities we admire." I blinked, hardly believing my ears. "You want us to join your guild? Like Space Inventors Club?" "Precisely," the alien confirmed. "What do you say?" I glanced at Dave and Karen. Their grins mirrored my own. We say, hell yes. Joining the Intergalactic Inventors Guild was like stepping into a sci-fi movie. Their headquarters was a sprawling space station filled with gadgets, gizmos, and inventions beyond our wildest dreams. We were given a tour by our Zogtronian host, who introduced himself as Zorban. "Welcome to the Guild," Zorban said, waving a tentacled hand at the bustling hub of activity. "Here, you will find like-minded inventors from all corners of the universe, each contributing to the advancement of technology and innovation." We wandered through the station, our jaws practically on the floor. There were gravity-defying contraptions, teleportation devices, and even a machine that could translate Karen's granola bar addiction into any language. "This place is amazing," Dave said, his eyes wide with wonder. "But, how do we fit in here? We're just a bunch of garage tinkerers." "Nonsense," Zorban replied. "Your ingenuity and persistence brought you here. You belong as much as anyone else. Our initiation involved a series of tests to prove our worth. We had to build a functioning teleportation device using only scrap parts, design a zero-gravity coffee maker, a challenge close to our caffeine-fueled hearts, and outwit a particularly snarky AI in a battle of wits. Spoiler: the AI was no match for our combined sarcasm and creativity. By the end of the day, we were officially members of the guild. We had our own workshop, complete with advanced tools and a coffee maker that would make even the most sleep-deprived inventor weep with joy. Our newfound status came with responsibilities and opportunities. The guild announced an intergalactic space race, with the grand prize being a coveted spot on the Galactic Council of Innovation. Naturally, We couldn't resist. "All right, team," I said, gathering Dave and Karen in our shiny new workshop. "We need to design a ship that will blow the competition out of the water, or space. You know what I mean?" We brainstormed, sketched, and argued over the best way to combine speed, agility, and style. The result was the Cosmic Cruiser 6.0, a sleek, aerodynamic beauty with enough firepower to make a Death Star jealous. We named her the Space-tastic Voyager. Race day arrived, and we lined up with competitors from across the galaxy. There were ships shaped like sleek arrows, bulbous orbs, and even one that looked suspiciously like a giant rubber duck. The starting signal blared, and we shot forward, the Space-tastic Voyager living up to her name. The race was a blur of stars, asteroids, and narrow escapes. We dodged plasma blasts, outmaneuvered rival ships, and even had a close encounter with a space whale. Don't ask. The final stretch was a nail-biter, with us neck and neck with a particularly smug alien in a neon green speedster. "Time to show them what we've got," I said, hitting the turbo boost. The Space-tastic Voyager surged ahead, crossing the finish line in a blaze of glory. We erupted in cheers, celebrating our victory. Zorban presented us with the grand prize, a shiny trophy and a seat on the Galactic Council of Innovation. We had gone from garage inventors to intergalactic champions, and it felt amazing. Winning the space race opened doors we never imagined. We collaborated with alien inventors, learned advanced technologies, and even hosted a Galactic Inventors Expo, where we showcased our creations and exchanged ideas with the brightest minds in the universe. Our journey from a garage in suburbia to the stars had been wild, challenging, and downright ridiculous at times. But it was worth it. We had proven that with enough determination, creativity, and a healthy dose of sarcasm, anything was possible. As we stood on the observation deck of the Guild's space station, gazing at the infinite expanse of stars, I couldn't help but grin. The adventure was far from over. There were new worlds to explore, new inventions to create, and new challenges to conquer. "Ready for the next adventure?" Dave asked, nudging me. "Always," I replied, feeling that familiar spark of excitement. "Let's see where the stars take us." And with that, we set off into the cosmos, ready to face whatever came our way, because we were the cosmic inventors, bold, brilliant, and always up for a challenge.